Good evening, and welcome to the very first ever live episode of the What a Man podcast. I am your girl, Tana Shaw, and tonight is a special episode because, as I stated in the intro or the promo video, we all know that June is Gemini season, and we do also know that June is Pride Month. But I'm pretty sure a lot of us do not know that June is Men's Mental Health Month. This month is special because this is the month that we need to recognize our men and help them mentally. Joining me tonight is actor comedian Mike Travier. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. How you doing? Good to be back on the show.
First of all, I want to say thank you for agreeing to come on and do this episode with me because one of the things that we all know is that men sometimes do not like to be vulnerable.
Right.
Um, and for whatever reason, the world has told men that they can't be vulnerable. So I'm glad that you are here tonight to share your story and have a conversation about men's mental health and what it means to you. So before we have a brief conversation, I just want to say again, thank you for joining me. I am Tana Show. Give the audience a brief introduction of yourself, and then we can go from there.
Well, I am actor Mike Travier Jr. Actor and comedian, should I say? Been in this game 11 years, going hard, busy grinding. Just came from rehearsal. Just was filming last night till 1 in the morning. So I'm all over the place and I'm tired for sure. So definitely glad to be here with you on your platform.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. So I know that you did reach out to me and you told me that you wanted to have this conversation mainly because it was coming up on the anniversary of the death of your best friend. And also because you had also spoken to some people, and just basically you wanted to tell your story about how it is dealing with mental health and also being a comedian. Uh, I've heard many comedians say that they are some of them are smiling on the outside, but on the inside, they feel a different type of way. And because you've chosen to be a comedian, people expect you to be laughing and telling jokes all the time.
Right.
First of all, let's talk about how that affects your mental health. When you're naturally the funny guy in the room, and the funny guy in the room is going through whatever situation, but everybody wants the funny guy in the room to make them laugh, but he doesn't feel like it. How does that make you feel?
It's actually very, very annoying. I be reluctant to even want to make people laugh at that point, because like I said, everything ain't funny all the time, especially when you're dealing with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's speaking, what I'm saying, personally, like if something ain't funny to me, I won't laugh. If I don't think something is right because I'm a comedian, I won't laugh and I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Like, what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm the funny guy, but I gotta, what I'm saying? Every man got an emotional side to him, you know what I'm saying? So
So, in those instances, when you are expected to be the funny guy and
right.
you really don't want to, and then let's just say that you maybe had to tell somebody about themselves, what's usually the reaction after that? Is it understanding, or is it, well, what's wrong with you?
Kind of it's understanding like towards the end. In the beginning, it's kind of like, I just thought it was this because you so funny. I thought you would find it funny. You know what I'm saying? You got to have thick skin. Basically, them trying to tell me, what
Mhm.
I'm saying, about what I already know. But it's when they see it from a different perspective, when I give it to them in a, direct manner, it's things. Oh, I see what you're saying. I get it. I didn't know it was like that. Yeah. Now you
Mhm.
do.
Mhm.
Because things can go one or two ways. There's no in between with me. I don't got no gray area.
Have you ever encountered a person that you expressed to them, oh, well, today is really not the day, but they just didn't care anyway?
Yeah. Yes. absolutely. And a lot of times it don't end well because I usually have to show the Michigan side of me, you know. Yeah, have to read people their rights, and I don't like doing it all the time, whether it be, male or female. Um,
Mhm.
don't push me. Like I'm a humble, respectful, caring, loving guy, but like you cross too many lines, then I'm gonna have to read you right. So like it is what it is. I ain't no pushover.
So let's go back to the episode where you and I first had a conversation. I do seem to recall, and if I'm wrong, please let me know, that you did tell me at one point in your life you did have a um, stint of depression. Um, you was suicidal at a point. Can we
Mhm.
kind of talk about what happened to bring you there?
Okay, well, it started basically from the death of my best friend. I lost him. I was a month shy of turning 18, and I'm a year older than him. He was 17. So it kind of really started from that. On matter, some stuff I went through as a child, but from 17 to 32 was I really played with the devil, like for real. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? A few attempts, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, a few plots. It was life wasn't always easy, and I didn't think I was gonna live this long. You know what I'm saying? Almost pushing 40. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, even having kids, at one point in time they weren't enough. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it was rough because the not knowing I ain't gonna see my best friend. Like I said, he drowned. The anniversary is actually tomorrow.
Okay.
So
Okay.
uh, we was just starting to get, we had went our separate ways for a minute. He was with the wrong crew, but we came back. He came to my house. We playing around, getting that connection, that brotherhood back in. For him to just leave and going to the beach, and I get told from my a good neighbor of mine, Lando died. A couple of Landos I know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm which Lando? He told me that, and I froze on my porch for probably like 3 hours in a daze.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Trying to recall what has happened before I went to go see the family that lived like probably 10 minutes away from me. To the other side of my neighborhood that I'm
Mm-hmm.
from back home in Michigan. Um, and from there, that whole little summer was just the worst. Had an asthma attack, you know what I'm saying? Like, which I usually get every summer, but that one was kind of earlier, you know what I'm saying? Based on what I was dealing with, losing him. Like, my birthday, July 20th, his funeral was like July 5th, you know what I'm saying? So, we're talking about rough. Yeah, I couldn't stomach nothing that summer. And then, like I said, dealing with some stuff, as in my childhood, parents, all that good stuff. It took me, it took me there.
So, did you ever go through survivor's remorse or survivor's guilt? Is what they call it, I think. Where, because I did just hear you say that at some point in your life, he went this way and then you went this way. So,
Hmm.
when this happened to him, did you feel like, well, maybe if I would have stopped them from going this way, then we would have been friends a little bit longer. We could have maybe did more things or started this career together or anything. Any of those thoughts ever play a part in after he
Absolutely.
passed?
Absolutely. Like, I always thought if I could have just stayed with him, you know what I'm saying, while he was going through what he was going through within his family. Cause like I said, when I say we got a history, Ty, like it goes, his aunt raised him, but she was best friends with my aunt. His
Mhm,
sister and my sister was best friends. You know what I'm saying? Then found out we cousins by marriage. My uncle married his auntie and had 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? Like family ties. So
mhm,
like it just it's levels of stuff. And so I mean, from probably with the second grade on up, you know what I'm saying, to the summer
mhm,
going to our senior year, that was my dog. We probably I say on our junior year, we really wasn't that tough, that tight like that, but it still had bugged me and stuff. We would have conversation, but it was not like him coming to see me, us going to play basketball, and I riding our bikes with the rest of our crew. It wasn't,
mhm,
that year. But so, and I think about all these memories I got, a lot of things I did with him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I felt some type of way if I would have just told him like, bro, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? But dealing with my own stuff at home, you know what I'm
mhm.
saying? It,
Right.
you had to let people do what they gonna do. And then he came on back and it was. oh yeah, this gonna be good. We about to graduate. You know what I'm saying? Going to our senior year. And
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So there were a lot of survivors, guilt and remorse, and yeah,
Mhm.
it took me 7 years to go to his grave actually. So
Wow.
and
Mhm.
he, don't get me wrong, I've had a couple dreams about him and stuff. You know, he came to me in dreams, and I think I mentioned it before. Tell me to write new jokes and what he don't like and don't like, and so I said, you the one to tell me, And I think one
Mhm.
memory I think I still hold true to this day about him lying on me in elementary school. And I talked about it in our speech class, our sophomore year of high school. And he still was lying about it. No, they was gonna lie on me till I broke the window, and he broke it. And he still denying it even in speech class. So one of our fondest memories. I said, you still lying? And we almost grown. Yeah. Yeah, you broke it. You broke it, laughing. So that's one of our fondest memories though, seriously. So yeah.
So, if I can just ask for a second, what type of emotional trauma were you dealing with at your home?
Well, um, a lot of lack of support. You know what I'm saying? Being pushed off to the side. Being what do you call it? Judged for what my father may have done. You know what I'm saying? Because as you know, you see the name of him Junior. You know how that goes. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that. A lot of that.
Okay.
So
So, you said that at some point you made a few attempts on your life.
mhm,
Um, I would quite naturally, because you're still here, would say that
right,
those attempts were failed.
right.
Um, how many attempts were it when you said, you know what, maybe it might be a reason why it's not working? Did you ever
hmm
have that? Did you ever have that thought?
After a while, you know what I'm saying? Like once all the attempts was over, yeah, but not at that moment. You know what I'm saying? I was doing. I'm just upset why it didn't happen, as
Hmm.
opposed to what I'm saying.
Hmm.
What am I doing wrong that it's not going through? Why am I still here? Like it was later after I'm done with all the attempts and just like looking back, like what was you doing? It didn't happen
Hmm.
because of this or that. Like what was how is it going to affect what I'm saying, your girls? So
Hmm.
yeah, so it really wasn't no issues in the beginning. Like I didn't question nothing like until after all attempts was over.
I just want to stop really quickly and tell you that if any moment while we are on this live stream and you feel like you want to cry, please do so because it is okay.
Absolutely.
Um, and that's one of the biggest things that men need to know
Yeah,
is that it is okay to cry.
right.
Um, and if anybody looks at you sideways or whatever kind of way, if you do, then they're the problem. Um,
Absolutely.
because everybody, whether male or female, has emotions and
Hmm.
are very much free to express that emotion.
Right.
So if it becomes too much and you feel like you want to take a break or if you want to, it's okay because that's the purpose of the conversation.
Exactly. I appreciate that. I don't believe me. I don't got no problems showing my emotions. If I'm gonna cry, you gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Good,
it's
good.
yeah, you gonna see it. I don't care who watching, who gonna say like that. That never mattered to me. You know what I'm saying? Every man got an emotional side. I held my emotions in too long. I was kind of taught that. So
Mhm.
that's long gone.
So you said that when you were making these attempts, your girls were then in the picture. And I know I've heard a lot of people say that people who commit suicide or attempt suicide or whatever are being selfish because you got to think about all this family that you're leaving behind, whether it be a wife, a kid, a brother, a sister, whatever the
Right.
case. Do you think that that's a true statement? Do you feel like that?
You know what? I used to, Ty. I really did. I used to, but and I started digging deeper. You know what I'm saying, and getting in deeper with God, and just like if. talk to somebody close to me. Like if you make peace with God, then that's between you and God. End of the day.
Mhm.
So now I look at it totally different. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I'm not in that mind state anymore. Now, would I be lying? Say have it crossed my mind in the past since I've been free of the spirit? Absolutely. But that's what it's been, a crossing of a mind. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Literally. And,
Mhm.
but it's yeah. I don't think that's a statement that I hold in high regard. And listen, if it's something you feel like you can't do, you made peace with God. That's one thing. Now, if you ain't made peace with Him, then that's a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, because this world, we know. You know what I'm saying? You live by people's acceptance, you're gonna die by their rejections. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
nah.
So removing your personal life real quick.
Hmm.
Let's switch it to your mental health going through your career.
Yeah.
Um, we did talk the last time about feeling like, and I most recently
It's okay.
I most recently felt like this too. I felt like I wasn't getting the support that I felt like I should have been getting. And I also felt like the support that I give, I don't get. Um,
Right.
there were a group of people that were placed in my life and they gave me everything that I needed, even to do this episode. Um,
Hmm.
were there any of those moments in your career where you was just like, is this is too much? Like, did your career moves take a big toll on your mental health as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like going through this whole career spell, why being suicidal was rough. Because it's no giving up is all you know. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to go there and say, oh, yeah, I'm done with this. I'm done with life. Had those many occasions to people come. Then when nobody don't hear from you, or you ain't being seen on the internet or around the town or whatever the case may be, now everybody
Mhm,
worried about you and what's going on. You walk around with a dark cloud over your head. You ain't
mhm,
smiling. It ain't shit to smile about.
mhm,
Because I don't want to be here. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? So that was my exact used to be words and all that. Well, what I'm smiling for,
mhm,
But, so yeah, I went through that a lot. When I say a lot, like more than half my career.
mhm.
So
So do you feel like when you going through these moments, because I know a lot of people say that they have to cut certain things off and distance themselves from people. Do you feel like when you're going through these mental health situations, is isolation the best, or is it best to surround yourself with people who might maybe keep you in good spirits?
for me, both.
Okay.
Let me give me a couple days to deal with my emotions. Excuse me.
Hmm.
And figure out what it is,
Hmm.
and then like I said, I got a circle that I know I can trust. They know what I've been through. They know about the attempts. A few of them was even there. So I know I can talk to them and tell them what's happening. But lately, or over the course of the last several years, me being around my kids bring me back up. Like what I'm saying. That's what I'm doing it for. That's been the driving force. You know what I'm saying. On top of course, can't keep leaving out me talking to God and asking Him what's going on, what I need to do, what am I not doing. You know what I'm saying. Then
Hmm.
go to these kids He allowed me to have. You know what I'm saying. And
Hmm.
let they light shine on me because they always seem to know what to say or do. You know what I'm saying. To have me just in tears and realizing feeling refreshed when it's time to go. Okay, let's go back and face the music. You know what I'm saying. And
Hmm.
then I'm on it. I'm off and running.
Hmm.
So.
So I have a question.
Mhm,
In one form of fashion, everybody carries a load, whether it's a man, a woman, a
mhm,
black man, a white
right,
man,
right.
any person.
Mhm.
But my question is that why is it that the black man's load is so much heavier than everybody else's?
Based on what's it's not society play a part, but if you look at our ancestors, what they've been through, you know what I'm saying, it seemed
Mhm.
like it was designed for us to carry this type of load. But does that load get heavy? Absolutely. And we supposed to be
Mhm.
strong and just hold it all in. That's where we fail. That's why so many men crash out. You know what I'm saying? Take their own life. And
Mhm.
the trying to provide for your family and can't talk about how you feel, whether if you got a what I'm saying, a spouse, significant other, whatever. We talking about you trying to provide for them and the kids. The kids is one thing, but what type of person you got in your life? You know what I'm saying? Can be detrimental to your future and your health. You can't talk to your girlfriend, your wife, all that's
Mhm.
bottled up. And you really got so many different friends that you can talk to. Only certain ones really listen.
Mhm.
So you get blown off. You back to bottling all that up, and then the littlest things you just snap. Speaking
Right.
from experience,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. So uh, it's that's tough. I can go about that a lot of different ways. That's yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
get it. Um, and what would you say? Because you talked about the ancestors, which is true.
Mm,
Because my grandfather, rest in peace to him, he passed away, and but before he passed away, my grandmother passed away, and you know how it is. They when they are married for so long, it's like one isn't going to make it without the other one.
mm-hmm,
Um, and when she passed away, he sat in front of the bed and she was laying there, and we were waiting for the people to come pick her
mm,
up. And that is the first time ever in my life um, I seen my grandfather cry. Um, when my father died, which is his son, he
mm,
didn't cry. He was very angry.
mm,
And I remember my family was like, "Oh, what's wrong with him? And, we gotta go." And I was like, "You can't. He's upset. You know, this is how he feels. This is his emotion. He's sad that his son has passed away, but for some reason, it's coming off as anger."
mm-hmm.
So, why is it that those men could do that, but these men, which is in our age bracket,
Mm-hmm.
why couldn't those men express the same emotion that we are asking y'all to express?
Because they had been strong for so long, and they couldn't do it in those times. There definitely was weakness, and even everybody probably they parents and would look down upon them, and
Mhm.
so they couldn't because it would if they show one sign of weakness, then it's like they letting the family down. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too much. You chose this. Like you don't get the pat on the back. You know what I'm saying? You don't for doing a good job. You can't. It's no. You're supposed to keep going. Basically,
Mhm.
keep going until you die. Was what they was being taught. Nowadays, we got the society norm pushing. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you? You got to come super healed, and there's no such thing because that means
Right.
I'm gonna be perfect. You know what I'm saying on both ends. So what are you talking about? Make it make sense to me. So did
Mhm.
you fall above your head? You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying? Nah. So when you say that, it makes me think like, well, where you get your education from, or who raised you? Because if you go back into your history, your grandparents, your great grandparents, they gonna tell you what it was like. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my great grandma told me a whole lot. She was 91 when she left this earth, and we talked every day. I was the favorite, one of my biggest supporters. On top of my grandma, my great grandma's on my dad's side, and my grandma on my mom's side. Two biggest supporters in my career. Pushed me was to be used to be on my ass tie. You know what I'm saying? I lost them like 2 years apart. My great grandma went first, then my grandma on my mom's side. And I'm still kind of like dealing with the grandma part of my mom because she was only in her 60s when she died. And this will be 10 years for her this year. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So, we don't like we talk about when you got those supporters, you know what I'm saying? It's different.
Yeah.
So, like I said, trying to sometimes I find myself not trying to basically hold on to my emotions in some aspect,
Mhm.
but it don't work because all it is turns into anger. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And now I'm pissed off at everybody. Now I'm mad at the world. People who ain't done nothing to me. Now I got to apologize.
Mhm.
Now some people, now don't say not to say people don't deserve it. They come pushing the wrong buttons, or somebody you work with you don't like, or somebody acting crazy. Like now that's different. Now you got what
Yeah.
you got. I've been waiting
Yeah.
to get you. Now I got you. Okay. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But and all, you know what I'm saying, reality is it's all about what society is pushing on us now. What's the norm? And it's like 2025, a man can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a woman can't do nothing, but it's really what you've been seeing even on social media. A man can't do nothing. We can't do nothing. We can't be a man. We can't be a man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, gotta watch who you're dealing with, who you around. You know what I'm saying? And it go both ways. But for the men, definitely, it's all about who you around, who you allowing yourself to in your energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't tell me people I didn't cut off.
So you're raising there's three girls, right?
Three girls. Yeah, yep, yep.
So as these young ladies grow up and they become young women and then they become on their way to marriage and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
because though in your past you've had mental health challenges,
yeah.
now because you're raising girls who will eventually go off and marry men,
Hmm.
what would be your advice to your daughters to help their significant others in their time of need, if that was ever a thing?
Well, I told I got a 19-year-old, so we talk about a lot about
Okay.
her
Okay.
her ways of how she want to choose men, and
Mhm.
you got a daughter, Ty. You listen,
I,
you feel me? Like I don't know if you. I got a gray hair just grew in, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like it with her, it's different because she dealt with she had a rough childhood too. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
so she's being pulled two ways from a mom's side where you in survival mode over there, as
Mhm.
opposed to daddy got your back, but daddy can only do so much based on the family dynamic. You know what I'm saying on that
Mhm.
side. And now which caused her to have mental health issues. I didn't had to be there. I had to talk her off the ledge. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost
Mm,
like it's a cycle for me. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And so but she know I'm there. She leans on me. You know what I'm saying? She know I done taught her a lot. Now everything I've taught her, it has happened in some way or form. Had what she had to go through. Like, Daddy, you did say that. I thought about
Mhm.
it when this happened. I thought
Mhm.
about it. All right. So I'm always gonna be here. Now when they come to her trying to date, I don't know. Her taste in men is the worst. But what I will say, she ain't going for it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because she's still a virgin.
So, okay, wait. Okay. So that's it. Good job first.
It's a good job.
Let's just say that she goes off. She's a little older. She meets a guy. That's great. She picks one. She picks the right one this time because she knows a lot.
Hmm.
But he is struggling mentally. Do you have anything that you would pass on to her to help him?
I told
Because
her,
you've had your own challenges as well.
yeah. I mean, where I would intervene would be basically if be there for him, allow him to be vulnerable. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
Because if you don't, he gonna think that you against him, and you could be that forced to do whatever he may want to do, whatever he's thinking about or
Yeah.
have thought about. Because men think about a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In a quick span. You know what I'm saying? It's a dying spiral. So I'm always open to talk to somebody too if necessary. But now, even with being a dad, you know how it is. Our kids don't really want us in their business. So it's
Hmm.
like if she came to me, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
if I'm seeing it though with my own two eyes, then that's different. I can pull him to the side. You know what I'm saying? And tell him
Okay.
we can talk and get a relationship with him. But
Yeah.
our kids really, especially girl, they don't want us. They daddies in their business for real, unless it's some money or some type of advice or what happened and now they crying on Lord why. But yeah, yeah. So
So
and
when
then
mhm.
my 10-year-old,
Mhm.
she, I guess, she been liking boys last couple years. Now she guess she's partially
At 10?
white. Yeah, she don't look 10 though. She's super tall. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So everybody thinks she's 12 or 13. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, everybody tall in her family. Her mama 6'1", uncles 6'2", aunties, everybody tall.
Mhm.
So, but she partially white, so she struggles with going trying to go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? One year she liking the white boy, she crushing on him hard. Another year it's a black boy. You know, the white boy's
Mhm.
nicer to her, and he turns on her, and she feels some type of her feelings hurt. The black boy's super cool to her, but he's weird. I'm like, you gotta make up your mind. You gotta make up your mind. Pick a side. You got both in you. So what? So
Mhm.
I be trying to like see what as she get a little older, maybe in the next 3-4 years, what's gonna be her actual type. You know what I'm saying? So I'm monitoring that. You
Mhm.
know, but I also let her know like don't let nobody talk to you any kind of way. And you don't know if the boys being mean, you don't know what they're dealing with at home. And you make sure you being nice because I know you. You just like your daddy, so I know you. So that's a whole nother ball game too. So that's
Is there?
going.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
So, is there anything like in present day besides the death of your best friend that you are struggling with now mentally?
You know, honestly, my best friend has been the one that I lost. You know, that's been the longest amount of time. But everybody I lost has been close to me. Everybody I lost has been played some type of major role in my life that I've lost, and it has always seemed like maybe no one to get close to nobody because I lose them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I told you about my grandma's. You know, my youngest niece. I got two nieces. You know what I'm saying, and one nephew. They all grown. My youngest niece, she about to be 21. Her
Mhm.
dad passed a month before she graduated high school. Me and him was like this. You know what I'm saying? He was a big supporter of me. I used to tell him all the time though, like, finish your book, man. You got two daughters. You know what I'm saying? We got to get that on the road. Like we don't have much time. I used to tell him that for years,
Mhm.
and then for him to just, I told him like, you know, we gonna be at the top, man. This acting game, I got this, bro. I got us. And
Mhm.
he told me, Ty, I ain't gonna be there. They hit a
Okay.
nerve because I thought he was joking.
Mm.
They hit a nerve. So, and it's only been 3 years for him. So I'm dealing with that heavy. You know,
Yeah.
the anniversary had just passed and birthday. Birthday was in March. Anniversary was just, you know what I'm saying, last month. I've been struggling. You know what I'm saying? I can't lie. I've been struggling with trying to push forward, knowing that I got all these projects in front of me. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
that's what they want me to do. They always been on me. You know what I'm saying? So I've been struggling with that because that's my brother. I loved him like my mama gave birth to him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and I had to be there for my youngest niece who done moved to Texas on me. But it's that's one probably say the biggest thing I'm struggling. So I learned to let my grandmas kind of be, even though I had my times when they anniversaries come around, their birthdays, or something they didn't
Mhm.
say to me stick out when I'm in some type of situation. You know what I'm saying? But for the
Mhm.
most part, my brother is that's a whole nother ballgame. That's still fresh. You know what I'm saying? And that might be the biggest thing. Me losing people dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Everything life gonna life. You know what I'm saying? So I learned to, you know what I'm saying, I learned to
Mhm.
go along. You know what I'm saying? Take those punches and keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Adjust, deal with it how I deal with it. But learning to adjust is always gonna be something I deal with. You know what I'm saying? Taking the time for that, but just dealing with the people that meant so much to me that no longer here. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's been in my acting camp, you know what I'm saying? People I done
Mhm.
brought to my team or something like that. I lost a couple of people. One person I never even met, but she was always in my inbox checking on me. And she got
Mhm.
gunned down by her estranged husband.
Oh,
You know what
wow.
I'm saying? So I'm
Mhm.
just like, that's crazy. And I just can't delete our inboxes. Another one of my friends I brought to the team, she won but 20. You know what I'm saying? Her significant other killed her. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what is going on? So, and try to
Mhm.
say it was suicide until the autopsy come back, of course. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like,
Mhm.
everybody close to me though. You know what I'm saying? It just
Yeah.
what's happening? Like, is
Yeah.
it me? So now I'm once again I'm back to feeling like I don't need to get close to nobody. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like I need to
Mhm.
hold my kids even tighter. Like I don't know. Am I next? Like that's how I feel. So that plays a big part of me. Sometimes, you know, it's a why am I still doing this acting thing, knowing, you know, at some point I got to leave this world. Am I gonna fulfill everything I want to do? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because why am I doing it then? Yeah, I got kids, but am I gonna see them grow up? So them
Yeah.
are the things that I kind of still deal with,
Mhm.
you know, on a day-to-day basis. So yeah.
What are some of your coping mechanisms? Like, do you read a book? Do you yoga? Do you meditate? Do you drink? Do you smoke? Like, what are some of the
Right.
things that you do to help you when you get those thoughts or those urges or whatever? Like, what is it something that you do?
First is pray, but I've been on this whole words of affirmation thing for a couple of years now. I don't know. What has it been? 2 years I've been with the words of affirmation. I got them all on my wall. I just moved into a new crib, so transferring over. I had a lot of them that I memorized, but write new ones every like couple of months, sticking them on my wall. And now at my new place, I got a whole closet just for me to go in and pray. I'm gonna open my door to my closet, all my information right there on the door. So those, and this is how I know when if I'm feeling like I'm stressing, I'll take some affirmation because I get this like chest pain or something. Take some affirmations and it clear. I said, yeah, that was stress. I'm stressing about. What am I stressing about? Let's get that on the table right now. What am I stressing about? It's gonna
Mhm.
work out. So, be praying, words and affirmation. And then I may or may not have a conversation with one of my close friends about what I'm feeling. Because it usually come out like that because they talk about what they feeling. We vent to each other. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be that for the most part.
So, ooh, let's so we'll lighten it up a little bit. So for us ladies,
Mm-hmm.
because you know how some of us, not all of us, you know
Right.
how all what some of us are, we
Mm-hmm.
want our way, and some of us are very like, if we ask you like, "Oh, babe, what's wrong?" and you say
Yeah.
nothing, we keep pressing. Well,
Right.
what's wrong with you? Or what? I
Right.
ain't do nothing to you. Like,
Right.
what? So when a man is going through these types of things and his reaction is nothing, but deep down inside, she knows that it's definitely not nothing.
Mm-hmm.
What is your advice to that woman who just really doesn't know if she should leave him alone or if she should keep pushing to try to get him to talk? Only because you might say nothing and then later on you're dead.
Facts.
And then you're leaving me with, oh my God, if I would have just asked a few more times, or if I would have just got him to talk to me, we might not be here.
Right.
So, what would be your advice?
For the women, that kind of depends, Ty, because if a man's telling you nothing,
Hmm.
there's reasons behind that. Either he's still trying to process it, and he's not ready to talk about it, or he just
Hmm.
can't talk about it with you because of the type of person you are. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, y'all got to learn. You know what I'm saying? These men, like, if y'all dealing with somebody, you know what I'm saying, whether it be friend, whatever, you know what I'm saying. You got male
Hmm.
friends, they telling you no, they don't trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not ready to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So let them process it first. If you not the type of person where they feel like they can talk to you, as men, we need to process what we got going on before we just go to talking about it. Because once we just talk about it and it just something just happened, we're gonna be all over the place. And you might say the wrong thing, might trigger us.
Hmm.
So let us
Hmm.
process it and let us, you know what I'm saying? So let us take a day or whatever it is. And if, we come and talk to you, might even apologize for how we might have snapped at you. Man, real men do that. You know what I'm saying? We will apologize if we didn't snap. I know I didn't have to apologize a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Based on what I didn't say or may not say. But yeah, but one thing about it, don't keep asking me. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, I've had women, yeah, want to know what I got going on, basically use it against me. You know what I'm saying? Down the line. And then that's why I don't talk to you. And
Hmm.
now, you know what I'm saying? I got to distance myself for you or read you your rights. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So, but for women, like, literally, if you the type to where he can talk to you, make sure you're there for him. If it ain't doing nothing but consoling him, you know what I'm saying? Back rub, or no, just hug him. You know what I'm saying? Something that works. Rub the head. You know what I'm saying? Anything to ease something. We looking for a stress relief. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So don't force us to talk. We'll talk when we're ready. But like I said, that's none of that's gonna work if you're not the type that we can talk to. It's
Hmm.
not gonna work at all. Nothing you can do is say that we gonna tell you. Might be on the phone telling John. Yeah, man, I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Now you upset because you overhearing, you eavesdropping. Now I got to tell you about yourself. Because why
Hmm.
I didn't tell you? It's a reason why I didn't tell you. Did you ever think about that?
Right.
So,
Yes.
and that's the problem. Women don't look at that. He don't want to tell me what you want to tell. Then you want to throw out, oh, am I sleeping with my friend? And Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, then I got to cut you out. You know what I'm saying? So, and why we got to do all that? You know better. You ain't need to check yourself. Why I ain't talking to you about what I got going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because then in a minute, and if I can't talk to you, then that means I don't feel like you support me. You ain't gonna understand. And some things y'all won't stand. Even if you are somebody to talk to, something that's a man, y'all just won't understand. You know what I'm saying? So it takes for us to talk to another man that's been there, you know what I'm saying, that can relate in any type of way. So let us have that moment too as well. Men got to deal with men, so just like y'all women deal with women stuff with women. You know what I'm saying? So it's only certain things on different levels that we can talk to with each other. So our
Right.
spouses about. So
Right.
it's the women got to learn to take accountability is to see if you really a woman that a man can talk to. You know what I'm saying? But,
Okay.
but
Okay then, sir. No.
okay, okay. What kind of? Okay, all right, time.
So when you sent me the message, you told
Uh,
me that you had to speak to some other younger people.
yeah.
What was that about?
Oh, because I got some young guy that's been basically reminding me of myself, ready to crash out. I'm talking about nothing is gonna stop them from doing it. You know, you know you might not get through all of them. You know how they go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you can see if I kind of can tell who's gonna be the one to end up going to the joint regardless. But yeah, I would just had to tell them like, you know, what I've been through, tell them my stories. You know, so that guns ain't the answers. You know what I'm saying? Being a street guy ain't the answer. I tried the
Mm-hmm.
street thing. I did it. I just did it another route. But I tried to selling the drugs because I come from a family that heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's nothing to brag about. The stories I can talk about that is, oh, well, we made a name. We was legendary in Michigan. Like that's and wonder why the police always be on us. So I'm glad my last name is different. But still, they see me with them, so they know I'm related. And just like,
Mm-hmm.
watch the company you keep. So I had to just get on my story, my background, to let them know like this ain't a game. And the streets ain't the same.
Yeah.
Because when you go to jail, you get locked up, you're by yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said, so I ain't never been in prison, but I've been to jail. I know how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I said, so I done seen those get kicked in next door to me when I was in college. So, and I'm running around thinking, oh, I'm next. I guess I'm done. I'm done doing what I'm doing then because I'm next. I get these little wake up calls. You know what I'm saying? So I try to give the youth game. Hey, you can take it. But whatever you do with it, you go always remember it. Oh, dang. OG said, you know what I'm saying? He
Mm-hmm.
told me this was gonna happen. He told me don't go that way. He told me Buddy wasn't my friend. You know what I'm saying? He told me I need to just go back to school. He told me I need to stay in school. Let me go. Let me get back playing sports. Like old girl ain't for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all listen or y'all don't.
So for the men that is out there that are struggling with mental health issues, whether it be personal, family, career, relationship, any of the above. For all of those men who don't know that it's okay not to be okay, for all of those men who don't know that if you need to build a prayer closet with affirmations, um, for all those men who don't know that they can go and cry in the car,
Mm-hmm.
what's your advice to them?
If they don't already don't got a relationship with God, or if they had one, get to Him first and foremost, and try to find some type of. It's always some type of mental health class around. You know what I'm saying? You just got to dig, but because some a lot of men don't have a lot of friends, or they're not real friends. You know that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta, and it don't take much to get some affirmations going, but get somebody that you actually can talk to. Heck, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I drop all my socials. I'm willing to listen to anybody because I'd definitely rather be listening to you vent than reading about you for sure. You know, so uh, you don't know how many friends of a friends done took their life, and we might just been all around each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just you don't see because you see we laugh and joke, and then the next minute we gone. This is the
Yeah.
last time you gonna see me, type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was just
Mm-hmm.
full of life and all that. We was laughing, joking. You know what I'm saying? tears in our eyes.
Yeah.
That man go home and on his knees, ready to blow his brains out.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. So I want to listen to anybody, but you got to get you a prayer life, get you somebody that's gonna speak life into you. You know what I'm saying? That want to listen to you, that's gonna be there for you. Make sure you good. Like, words of affirmation, they come a dime a dozen. It's nothing you can write your own. You can look them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, get you somebody that's gonna have your back. Get somebody in your corner. Seek some type of mental support group. It's a lot of them out there. You definitely got to do some digging because I don't know why. That's another thing, Ty, that pisses me off because why they be so hidden when it comes to, it being pushed to the forefront on that. They so hidden. You got to do all this digging. And by the
Mm-hmm.
time the men want to do the digging, it's kind of a little too late. You know what I'm saying? For some men, because they just stay at that point. They go one day, somebody in that group might say something, might trigger them. And then what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
that's what be making me mad to like why that's not in the forefront. So I've been kind of looking at some things to do, here probably in the next year or so to see what I can do on that forefront, being an advocate because it's crazy. Us, we dying, you know what I'm saying? Because we crying out for help because we can't say nothing. We can't say nothing because we're gonna get talked about. Looked upon as weak and why you bring it to the internet, but y'all bring y'all whole life to the internet. I can't do it, So, but don't go to showing the fake love when I'm dead. Now you're gonna give me my flowers. Now give me, you know what I'm saying? Give them to them while I'm here.
Do you think that interesting enough that you bring up the internet and when people bring things to the internet,
Mm-hmm.
the internet thinks that it's for clout or attention.
Right.
Do you think differently?
It depends, yeah, because you got to think about some people are doing it for clout or try to,
Mm-hmm.
because you can be who you want to be on the internet. We know
Mm-hmm.
that, saying the internet is not a real place. People want to
Mm-hmm.
be it. You on here acting like you this and that. I know you. You know what I'm saying? In real life, like you ain't out here in the streets. You what? You
Mm-hmm.
what you mean you in the streets? Only time you was in the streets when you was at the bus stop. What are you? What are we talking about? And the women, it's the same thing with them. Like why people wait till they get grown to act like they so big and bad? You was not. That didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? When we was coming up, that wasn't you, male and female. Tell me I'm lying, Ty. That didn't happen. That's not you. So people let social media tell me I'm lying, Ty. Am I lying?
No, not lying
And,
at all.
and so it be making me mad. And I have a lot of conversations with a lot of my crew. Like, why is so and so thinking he's so tough all of a sudden now? Like, yeah, we be like, man, it's crazy. He is not that, bro. You from the suburbs? You was not tough. We not doing that. We is not doing it on the internet. Oh yeah, you the brick man. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Now you got keys. Use the locksmith. You know how to use the locksmith. On the keys that you moving, buddy. Use the locksmith. Like let's keep it a buck. You work for the best locksmith in town. Like, come on. What we doing?
So do you feel like besides the locksmiths and the key holders, when people bring certain things to the internet, do you think we should pay attention or should we just be like,
Definitely, definitely got to pay attention because a lot of people be on internet crying out for help. They put it on there because the internet might be their only outlet, and
yeah.
that's sad right there when the internet's your only outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Because then what? That means you don't got nobody you can go to. You know what I'm saying? Your family turned it back on it, or they just you'd be all right to blow you off, give you some the wrong advice. Your friends fake. You know what I'm saying? They talking about you anyway, or you don't got no friends because they all them fake. You know what I'm saying? So then who do you turn to?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You get your phone, you scrolling all day anyway. Everybody else posting. Why is the problem when you do it? Then somebody else, she was never posting like that. All of a sudden now you got a problem. You don't want nobody in your people crying out for help. Then y'all blow them off. You look up, they done jumped off a bridge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They done ran their car into a pole like a tree. Like people
Mm-hmm.
be crying out for help on the internet. Everybody's not chasing clout. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? A lot of people dealing with real life situations. Mental health is real with no outlets to turn to.
Yeah.
So when things happen, we have to pay attention. It's as human beings, we have to have a heart for people. If we don't, then why we expect people to have a heart to us? Because karma is real, and it don't miss nobody.
Mm-hmm.
People laughing at other people like that can be you. People living in their cars, they on the internet. Y'all thinking it's a joke. Or you on the internet, you can't be homeless. It don't take much to get on some Wi-Fi. Like
That's
I
true.
don't,
That is
yeah, like I don't get it. So, but it just people's perspective these days. Society and internet and social media got people just all twisted. Like I don't
Mhm.
know, Ty, but we definitely got to pay attention because if we don't, we will regret it.
Yeah.
Because then we overlooking these other people. Then it's one of our people. Then what?
Mhm.
Then we expecting people to have sympathy with us when we posting about how we feeling when somebody
Yeah.
passed from,
Mhm.
what I'm saying, that's in our circle or our
Right.
family. Now we want sympathy and
Mhm.
people bypass your status and all that because you did the same thing to them. Then what?
Right. I agree. So before we wrap up, because we got 10 minutes, when you were going through your times, right, and then you
Mhm.
found out and you pulled yourself out of whatever it was you was going through, one thing that you learned about yourself that you liked, and then one thing that you learned about yourself that you didn't like.
While going through what I went through, one thing I didn't like that I learned.
So one thing that you learned about yourself that you really was like, oh, damn, I do that, or
Hmm.
you know. So
Yeah,
what was that one thing that you was like, oh, I gotta stop this, or I need to change this, or I need to fix this? Like, what was that one thing that you learned?
probably that I had to stop running to women because women's had always been my vices. No matter what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? That
Okay.
was that was what I. It made me actually have an epiphany. I'm like, I can't believe this. So that definitely would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So yeah, that would probably say it would be the biggest thing because I still talk about that on a regular. Like, you know what I'm saying? How
Mm-hmm.
no matter where my mind was at, I'm still running to a. You know what I'm saying? A woman. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still got a whole roster. You know what I'm saying? Add women
Mm-hmm.
to it, knowing that mentally I'm ready
Mm-hmm.
to check out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that I would have to say that for sure.
And then one thing that you learned about yourself that you said, you know what? I didn't know I could do that. Oh, I tapped into that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that more often.
Keeping myself to myself. Yeah, I ain't never think I can do that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mhm, okay.
But I don't win a couple years on a couple different occasions. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Just to
mhm.
tap in, just to make sure I'm. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would have to say that for sure too.
Mhm. So again, before we go, how is everything on a lighter note?
Hmm.
How's everything going on with your career? Congratulations. I saw you in Red Print magazine.
Shout out to Ghost for sure. Shout out to Big Ant too, because Ant the one to plug me with the whole thing. I never gave him his due the first time around, but shout out to Big Ant, A-Fam Design. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, yeah,
Go ahead too. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
Okay. So congratulations on the magazine.
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And so yeah, what we looking forward to? What's going on? What's up? What's going
Well, I got a couple films in the work.
on?
One of them is called Fresh Start. With my famous Sugar Daddy Low character will be in starring in the movie. Yeah, got him going to therapy. That's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be dope. Uh,
Okay.
and then I got a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thriller. I'm gonna be playing the killer. It'd be my first leading role in a movie. So you know, and I always want to play a killer too. So I can't wait. Don't worry about it.
Are
Don't
you
worry
gonna
about
are you a serious killer?
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I play a lot of serious roles though when it comes to movies.
Tag me
I
in
don't
that.
know why.
I want to see that.
Yeah, so I'm always, and I just completed a short film. I'm gonna send you that. It's like 12 minutes on YouTube called Twisted Plans. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Just dropped that. I think Brian seen it. You know what I'm saying? Talk. He funny. Hey, Brian, you know how Brian is. Brian a piece of work. You know what I'm saying? Brian Anthony seen it too. I sent it to them. I'll send it to you so you can
Okay.
check it out. You
Thank
know
you.
what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I just finished that. But I got there's something else I got going on. Actually, I ain't done a play in a few years, but I live in Indiana, so this be my first play in Indiana. I had rehearsal today. It's called 12 Angry Jurors. I'm this a different character. I got to be a frightened young individual. That ain't me, but I can play any role. So because I ain't me scared, scary. Oh no,
Mhm.
but it takes me back to my childhood of scared to speak up. You know what I'm saying, around the elders. But
Okay.
then you build up the confidence, so that's gonna be dope. And it's what I'm saying, the performances is July 11th through the 13th. So I'm looking forward to that. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Um, and I got a couple more projects that I can't talk about just yet. But I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm being sought out. But then of course, I got more skits coming. Property manager Mike about to make his return. Sugar Day Low. I just dropped a video of remaking of somebody big. She wanted 40. Yeah, everybody seen it. So I got to get back to my skits and stuff too. So I got a lot of things going on.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I want to again thank you for number one reaching out, and number two, I just want you to know that you reaching out honestly, that did something. I think shortly after Ant's interview, I sat down and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, and we'll see what today brings, but I felt like this podcast isn't getting the support or the recognition it deserves. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if it's because I'm not sitting on here saying, you're that beat and you don't take care of your kids and you took me to the Cheesecake Factory. And I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but again, like I said, some people were strategically placed to give me the push that I needed. Shout out to Reagan and Alex.
Shout out to
Um,
them for sure.
so this episode meant a lot, and then just the mere fact that you came to me and said, "Hey, I want to come on and I want to be vulnerable and I want to tell people that I almost, tried to kill myself and stuff like that."
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to thank you for that, and I also want to give you hugs early because of your best friend's anniversary coming up. Um, I know he shines the light on you every day. um,
Yeah.
so I want to, and I'm gonna check on you that day too. But again, I'm always gracious and humble for anybody who's willing to sit down and have a conversation with me. So for those of us who aren't following you yet and we want to see your skits and things like that, and we just want to keep up with you, how do we do that?
No, Facebook. I'm usually more on Facebook than I am Instagram. My biggest following is on Facebook. Facebook though, Mike Travier Jr. My Instagram is actor Mike. I got two of them. Actor Mike 87 is the ongoing one. And then my YouTube channel, comedian Mike 2087. My TikTok is actor Mike 15. So follow me on all those, and definitely I'll follow back and stay tuned. Big things popping as always. And I want to give you your flowers too. So we go, Ty. I know because I be want to reach out because I've seen you mention about your podcast and being. I mentioned it to Brian too. I know Brian be having your back, and I know he done pushed you, but it's gonna pop. You when we doing the right thing, it takes time.
I
You can't
know.
rush greatness. You are great. You've been doing this. You bad. You bad. You know this is what you do, what you supposed to do. You shine a light for us. So why you think you not getting your flowers because you shine a light on men? You know what I'm saying? Instead of dogging us. So you being
Mm,
held at a higher standard. You know what I'm saying? You can't rush greatness, you know what I'm saying? And you got this. You are worthy. You are loved. We appreciate you. I damn sure do. So just know we in your corner. You know what
you
I'm saying? All of us.
you gotta stop that now. You gotta,
Just
wait,
telling you.
you gotta cut that out. But thank, thank you so much, and I really do appreciate that. So Hopefully, because I can't really tell, but I hope some people was in here checking us out live. If not, it'll be a replay. There's gonna be some clips floating around. This really felt refreshing to me.
Me
So
too.
I wanted to say to everybody who is watching or who will watch the replay, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I want everybody to stick around because on the outro, I got some very important information that I think is beneficial to everybody.
Absolutely.
So thank you again,
My pleasure.
Mr. Travier. I appreciate you. And yeah, congratulations on everything you got going on.
Same
And
with
this
you.
is me, your girl Tana Shaw, and this is the What a Man podcast, and we are signing out. Thank you for joining us. Good night, everybody.
Good
Please
night.
tune in and watch the outro as it plays. You might learn something. Good night.
Good night.
Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you or someone you love is struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, immediate help is available 24/7. Just dial 988 for 988lifeline.org. If you are a member of the LGBTQ plus community or youth, there's the Trevor Project. And for veterans, there's the Veterans Crisis Line. Also, if you live in Atlanta, please come out and join Social Synergy for their real life, real talk discussion group. It's the monthly event and it's going to be held July 13th. For more information, you can follow them at _Social Synergy Group, ATL _ on Instagram. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye. Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you or someone you love is struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, immediate help is available 24/7. Just dial 988 for 988lifeline.org. If you are a member of the LGBTQ plus community or youth, there's the Trevor Project. And for veterans, there's the Veterans Crisis Line. Also, if you live in Atlanta, please come out and join Social Synergy for their real life, real talk discussion group. It's the monthly event and it's going to be held July 13th. For more information, you can follow them at _Social Synergy Group, ATL _ on Instagram. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.